They like to see skin. A lot of guys like to see their bellies, all their legs and stuff, and spaghetti straps.
I think most guys like it is because they base their thoughts on a lot of physical aspects, and when a girl dresses like that, the guy sees physical opportunities. A lot of guys have a lot of temptations, and when the girls dress like that, what they're doing is really feeding their temptations, and so what they're doing is actually providing and making it more tempting for us.
I think guys like it because I guess they see that as an opportunity with the girl that they might like. They see like more affection towards them.
Because guys like to see more girls than what they might give away sometimes, and try to take more than what girls are willing to give.
They like to see what all they have.
A lot of times guys like to see, girls with like not modest clothing, is just because they just let their eyes wander too much, and then they start thinking and then making actions based on their thoughts, and they just don't really think about what's right or wrong, and they just, for some reason, I don't know, they just find that more appealing in a woman than their actual thoughts and their personalities and stuff, and it's just wrong.
Guys always go for the easiest prey. So if a guy, especially a non-Christian guy, is out there after a one-night stand or after a relationship that they know can get physical easily, what you're showing is what you're advertising, and so you want what they see, they feel like is what they're going to get, and so they go after the more they can see, the more likely they are to get in that relationship, because they feel like they can have, whatever they're looking at and then some.
Guys like it when girls dress immodestly because part of the way God wired us as men is to be physically attracted to women. And when God created Adam and Eve in the garden, they were naked, and God designed for us to like that picture, a naked woman. It was designed by God. But sin brings with it all the baggage that it brings. So unsaved guy, when he sees a girl flaunting her physical attributes, he sees her as prey. He sees her as somebody that he might be able to have his way with. And part of that is a normal thing that God designed into us. It's not evil. God wants us to be attracted to women. But when we're Christian men, we understand that we have to have some self-control. So most guys like it because they see that they can take advantage of a woman when they dress immodestly.
Girls, don't flaunt your stuff. When guys see that, they want it, but don't do it. Because if you lead a guy to a sex restaurant, they don't need a menu. They know what they're gonna order. And you give them an appetizer, they're gonna want the whole meal. So don't flaunt your junk.
I wish they knew that the guys want to see what they got, and that if you give them that, they're just going to want more and more until you don't have any more to give, and then you don't have any more, or feel like you don't have any more self-worth anymore.
What they see on the outside often affects how we see your morals. So if you're dressing maybe not so modest, we see you as a girl that might be open to more things that you really shouldn't be doing.
I wish that girls would know that guys are gross and they think very nastily of girls. And they have sick minds.
Teenage guys have a one-track mind, and that's why it's so easy to fall into pornography and things like that, because that's, and our culture's inundated with that in our minds. And so what happens as a girl, you dress immodestly, we see that, and you just feed that, and it makes it, you're giving us a little taste of what we want to see more of, and so it's, guys are looking at you thinking about these things that they're constantly being bombarded with lust and issues with that kind of stuff, and so it makes it more difficult.
Guys think about sex all the time because God designed us that way, but we have to be in self-control about it, and you need to understand that from the moment a guy reaches physical maturity, which can be as young as 9, 10 years, 11 years of age, and it doesn't stop until he dies, we start looking at women sexually because that's the way God designed us. Now, It's up to us as men to control that. But men are thinking about sex all the time. And if you dress immodestly, dress inappropriately, you're feeding and making it difficult for a man to be in self-control.
Girls, watch hugs, because guys like the feeling of a girl like on them. So side hugs are good, and cross hugs, like X hugs, those are okay if you don't. If you could fit a small children's book, like stays between you, that's too close. So give some room, and never do the prom dance hug. Like your hands around their neck and that's just too close. And guys think nasty of it.
To me, that tells me that they're not valued themselves as a girl or as a young lady. Because what I want in a girl is someone who values themselves. But as non-Christian guys, they see, oh, maybe I'm going to take advantage of that and see what I can do with this girl.
I think most guys, when they see a girl dressed immodestly, they think that they might be able to take advantage on them.
I honestly think that the way you dress relates a lot to how you value yourself and what your values are. Like if you don't dress as well, it shows that you really don't value yourself as well, so you're willing to put more of yourself out there.
The more inappropriate you dress, just makes it a lot harder for a guy to get off of that skin factor. So the skin factor is a big issue to a guy, because the more skin you show, the more a guy's gonna look you up and down and be like, wow, that's hot. That's the only thing he's gonna look at. He's not gonna see everything else. He's gonna see the way she acts or something like that. So
I don't want to get a wrong idea about them without getting to know them better. So I want to get to know if they're just doing that for a reason, or if they're insecure about themselves and they feel that they need to get more attention from guys, and then they're putting themselves out there.
One thing that causes me to think is what causes them to dress like that and why they want to show themselves out. If they don't get enough attention at home or from their parents or family in general, that they have to attract more attention by showing themselves off.
Why? Because I mean, short shorts, they're okay, but really short, why you gotta show so much?
As a youth pastor, I think, how the heck did their parents let them out of the house that way? As a guy, especially if I didn't have Jesus, I would think, dang girl. But as a Christian guy trying to live pure and having a wife who I love and a family who I love, I think, why do these girls want to make it so difficult for us who want to live godly lives by the way they dress? You know, they walk by us and they want to catch our eye, and they want us to look at things we shouldn't be looking at. Why do they make it so difficult? Because it's not, not that we have no responsibility for that, but you sure don't make it easy to make the right choices sometimes with the way you dress.
I feel badly for girls who are dressed immodestly, because it tells me a couple things. One, she is putting herself out on the market as a piece of meat for men to take advantage of. It makes me feel bad for her because it tells me she has no self-worth or self-value. It probably tells me she's been neglected in her home at some level or another. I just feel really bad for girls who feel the need to dress immodestly to be attractive to a guy.
It shows me that she has a lot of confidence in herself, because she knows that she doesn't have to flaunt herself off to be able to get a guy that is willing to respect her and everything.
I want to get to know this person because they look like a good person. They really and truly look like someone I would like to be with.
I think it's really awesome. I mean, it shows that they don't care what guys think about them, and they would rather just go out there and be like, hey, this is me, accept it, and if you don't accept it, then it's alright, I'll find someone else who does.
What I think is that she values herself as a young lady, in that she protects herself from guys who just want to take her purity away.
I think that it says a lot about a girl. Again, it states that they have high expectations for themselves, and I think that when they set high expectations for themselves and high standards, that the boys, it'll not only be more attractive, but they'll be more inclined to meet those standards.
I don't see too many girls dress modestly, so I don't know.
It shows me that they have confidence in who they are, that they don't listen to culture and society and media to tell them what beauty is or what it means to look good, but they're willing to look like they feel like they need to look to feel good about themselves. And I think so many girls are so interested about people feeling good about them that they're not interested in feeling good about themselves. But when I see a girl dressed modestly, I feel like she's confident, she knows who she is, and she's confident in that.
When I see a girl dressed modestly, it tells me she's self-confident. She has probably something to offer in terms of who she is as a person, that she thinks of herself more than just as a body that's being out there attractive to a man, that she has value to the world in terms of who she is in her mind and in who she is in her emotions, and that she's got her act together.
Girls, your shorts are too short when your pockets hang out. I hate that, because that's just too short, and that's unattractive.
Not the deep V-necks. Honestly, it's not the big V-necks that come way out here or way down here. It's gonna be something that right about here covers it up, and then nothing real tight. It's gonna be maybe a loose fitting shirt, a pair of jeans that aren't extremely tight.
Shorts that aren't even like up around her butt, or or shirts that aren't showing any cleavage or anything. So she's valuing herself and not showing off anything.
Nothing that like goes like, look at me.
They're not wearing anything that might feed a guy's temptations. The more they reveal about themselves to the guys, the more easy they make it for the guys to picture something in their heads. So maybe modestly would be something that wouldn't feed a guy's temptations. I think that if you even have to question that factor, then just don't wear it. Because again, it doesn't really come down to clothes as much as it does your values.
To me, a modest girl looks like someone, I guess, doesn't show so much skin, because the more skin, the more temptation there is, and the more temptation, the more bad choices you'll end up making.
To me, a modest girl looks like a leader, because she's not following that example that other people are setting that say, hey, why aren't you wearing short skirts and Daisy Dukes and low-cut shirts? And she will say, because I don't want to fit into that type of crowd and I want to set my own example.
A modest girl would be a girl that knows that she doesn't have to flaunt herself off and still covers up and holds herself to a higher standard more than other girls do, instead of walking how other girls walk, and being able to walk with confidence and hold her heads high and know that guys respect them for that.
A modest girl, to me, knows that she has self-worth and that she means something to the world.
A modest girl dresses when she heads out the door in the morning without thinking about, am I sexually attractive to a man? Let me just say this. You're always going to be sexually attractive to a man, so some of that's on a man to not be tempted just because he sees you as a woman. But if you're dressing and going out the door thinking, hey, maybe if I show a little of this or wear this a little tighter or something that will help attract a guy's eyes to me, then that's not being modest. Modest is dressing so that I don't have that in my mind that I'm going to try physically attract a man with my physical attributes.